All right, folks, so what I have here is the AR XP3 2400. This unit I purchased at Costco. It was on sale for $149. It's a really good deal, and it's probably just one level off the really cheap plastic one. So we're gonna put this puppy together, try it out. I'm gonna give you my opinion on whether it's worth it or not and whether you should buy one. I'm not sure how long the special is going on, but I think the regular price is $199. So if it works well, it's probably worth that. So let's check it out. Folks, if you know me, you know I can't stand unboxing videos, but I do want to show you how it looks when it comes in the box pack and what it looks like with all the parts laid out. All right, I got the assembly process going here. I got the wheels on. Here's all the parts. We're just gonna follow the instructions here and just whip it together. It should take, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 minutes. I'll let you know. All right, so next we just slip the handle on. It's just got these little button locks, as you can see, so that's quite easy. Just takes 2 seconds. All right, next we install this plastic piece here, which is the hose holder. And there's 4 screws here, and these back pieces are separate. They only gave me 2 screws, and it takes 4, so I think I might be missing a couple screws, but it'll be fine for now. And the back has these hex-shaped nut holder things. So all you need is a Phillips screwdriver because the nuts hold themselves in there without a wrench. All right, folks, I found the screws that go in the other 2 holes. The reason I couldn't find them was I was looking for ones that are the same length, but these are shorties, and there's threads in the handle on the lower threads, so we'll just thread these in. I decided to use some Loctite because I know there's going to be a lot of vibration. Okay, so we just tighten the screws. An old mechanics trick is to leave everything hand tight and get all 4 in there, and then tighten all 4 of them. That way you won't get one that's not lined up. Another thing I did is probably not necessary is I used some Teflon tape on the wand just to make sure it doesn't leak. And then you just thread it in by hand and then tighten this black collar here, and that'll tighten it up for you. I don't think you need to use a wrench. Then you just pick the nozzle you want to use. I think we're going to start with the 25-degree one, which is the wide one. Probably less damage. Maybe for doing wheels or something, we'll switch to a narrow one, which will have more pressure. But you don't want to damage your paint, so be careful. And the attachment is just like a simple air hose fitting. So you just pull this ring back, slide it back, and then slide your tip in, and you're good. All right, folks, so next I prepped my foam cannon. And I use this stuff, this Chemical Guys Honeydew, and I put about 2 ounces in the foam cannon bottle. And one thing to notice, the neck of the opening on the bottle is really narrow, so using a funnel is probably going to be a good idea. So next step, we're going to wet down the vehicle. You can either use your hose or the pressure washer, but I'm just going to use the hose because it's easier before I hook it up to the pressure washer. Okay, folks, I got the hose hooked up and tightened down, and you can see it's leaking, and this has been reported. And the solution is to use 2 hose washers to prevent this from happening because the threads are just a little deeper than they need to be. So get yourself an extra washer and you'll be good. All right, folks, so you're probably wondering what I think of this thing. I did wash my Sprinter. It's kind of large. That's why I can't really do a drive-through car wash, so I do it myself. Everything worked great. The assembly was easy. It took like 10 minutes. It ran like it should. This one has, from the really cheap ones, I think it has a slightly upgraded motor. I forget what you call it, maybe brushless or something. And those are a little quieter because noise could be a problem, so that's good. It foamed beautifully. I foamed it, and then I just kind of gave it a rub down with my mitten on a pole because the van's big, and then I just rinsed it with a high pressure and it worked great. So overall, I'm going to give this an 8.6 out of 10. And the thing I'm going to dock it for is number 1 is the hose leaking thing. Not a big deal. I just got to get another washer and put it in there. The other thing that people complain about is that there's a fairly high trigger requirement. I don't know if you heard it pop. I'll do it again. I think that's because the pressure actually holds the trigger closed. You know, it's just this kind of a safety thing, so it works right. But the problem is it's a little hard to squeeze. Now I can do it fine. I'm an old man, I'm weak. Once it's open, it does take a fair amount of hand pressure to keep it open. Not a big deal, but what I would recommend is kind of pull from the way down low because you get more leverage. That's gonna make it a little easier. So, folks, I got one more plus and one more minus. The minus would be that just the, I don't know if this is normal, but the wand hose is fairly stiff, so it's a little bit cumbersome to handle. But on the plus side, the AC cord is really long. I don't know how many feet it is. It'll say in the thing, probably 25 feet at least, maybe more than that. And also the wand hose is pretty long, so if you do need to stretch it out somewhere away from your electricity, that's going to be a possibility. So that's a good thing. And as far as the stiffness of this, maybe it just means it's better quality and heavier duty, but it makes it a little cumbersome if it gets wound up, but no big deal. Don't worry about that. but they're both pretty long, and that's a plus. Overall, for the money, I'm super happy with this, and I have to recommend it. So if you want to go down to Costco and grab you one, even if the price is $199, I think it's still a decent deal if you don't want to spend 500 bucks on a heavier duty gas powered one. So anyway, overall, thumbs up. Thanks for watching.